Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be talking about the full moon in Scorpio that is happening today, Monday the 12th of May. So this moon is very much a transmutation moon, and this is really about rising out of the shadows and into the power. So this moon really has a lot of undercurrents of subconscious understanding, and it's also about recognizing the extraordinary, moving out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary. And this moon is it's a witchy moon. So we have Hecate, we have Lilith, we have Kali, we have Persephone, we have all of these dark goddesses that are here ready to teach us their wisdom if we are open to that. And full moons are all about illumination and shedding. So there's very much a shedding of the skin. There is this new element of rising into an embodied version of you that has also transmuted pain and has risen into the power of that to be able to hold and understand and to teach that power to others. So let's do a little bit of an oracle reading for this moon. I'm really feeling it. I'm so excited. All right, Spirit. What messages are here for the collective? So right off the bat, we have the Observer, and we have Take Risk. And this is really tapping into those places that we may be fearing. There is a point of fear that is asking to be risen, to really be released, to be able to step into your sovereignty and your utmost authenticity. So no longer fitting into boxes that you have felt confined is a really big one. So Spirit, what other themes do we have going on for this full moon in Scorpio? The Creatrix. And this is creativity, and I literally just said authenticity, and we have Scaldi, which is really cool. And then one more wanted to flip out too. So, and this is a brand new beginning. So this is really a time before we move into the Gemini and Leo and Cancer season. This is going to be a really big time for shedding and releasing to be able to hold new frequencies, which is amazing. So let's see what's going on in the tarot here and what we can bring about. Spirit, please show me the moon, which is all about subconscious fears, illusions, but also illumination. And we have that light in the dark in there as well. And then we have the Hanged Man, a lot of water. Spirit, what else do we have going on here? Eight of Wands. And the Tower. Can I get two more, please? Two more. The Emperor. I love this reading already. Can I get one more, please? One more. And Temperance with the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so what we've got going on here is really an alchemy of light and dark, which is exactly where we want to be. We want to be observing the dark, the shadows, as Carl Jung has really coined, understanding the shadows, understanding those pieces that are not readily seen in the exterior, but rather it is sinking in the underpinnings of the subconscious. And we see a lot going on with the moon and the hangman. So I feel like there may be a little bit of overthinking and some of the fear that I was speaking of, that may be stalling you from a movement forward. And I say that because the Eight of Wands is here too. So this may be also, I'm getting some imposter syndrome for some of you. So this moon is really about reflecting on what you can illuminate. Where are your strengths, but also where are your weaknesses? Where are those things that feel a little challenging for you, and how can we really start to develop it in a more loving way, without the veil of criticism. So this is actually really, really powerful, because when we really start to sit in with ourselves on a much deeper level without the ego projecting what it thinks that we should be doing or how we should be acting, this is a time where all of those veils really start to fall. You can see yourself for exactly who you are, but you can also start to understand where your passions really are. Where do you feel like you are being asked to have more purpose, have more intensity? Because Scorpio is also a very intense sign. And Scorpio is really about the depths, and it's a fixed sign. So really we are working with that fixed water. And when water becomes fixed, it really starts to take shape. So we're talking about ice. And with the ice, you can start to see, you can actually start to scry in ice, and it's pretty cool. So you can start to see shapes, and sometimes you can see colors. You can see what has been frozen in time. And it is taking the observer route to really sit with the self, take the time to sit with the self, to understand where you are and what your soul is trying to connect with you. What are the whispers of the soul? Where is it trying to get your attention? And then we also have the Tower, the Emperor, and the Temperance. So it feels like a really big shift is being asked of you, or there may be something that may happen within the external that has your world asking to be shifted. But I do see this happening for the best possible outcome, because the Emperor is here, and the Emperor is all about autonomy and authority and taking charge of his own world, and to really be able to hone in on his strengths. So I'm going to get some clarity on these and kind of see where we're at. Spirit. Hangman. Eight of Wands. The Tower. The Emperor. These cards are just flying out. And Temperance. Okay. With the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so there's really something that you guys are contemplating, a route that you're wanting to go, but it feels like you are stalling yourself because you don't have the tools, or you don't feel ready for this next jump. So what I'm hearing is that doing the thing will help you be able to accomplish whatever it is that you are trying to do. So you will learn in the doing. And I say that because the Knight of Wands is here, and also the Emperors here. So the Moon and the Knight of Wands, this is taking stock of that movement forward. What is asking you to step out of the fear, step out of the darkness, to be able to embody this Knight of Wands, this action and this doing? Where are you holding yourself back from your fullest potential? And Spirit is asking for you to take a pause, because we have the Hangman and the Four of Swords right now. And this is all about contemplation and also enlightenment. So the Four of Swords, you can see that this stained glass window up here is really, I see this as, you know, when you go into meditation and sometimes you can see all of the different colors. And this is also about reflecting and allowing your subconscious to have dialogue with you. You get information in resting. You get information when your spirit is quiet, and there seems to be a level of trying to balance a lot of things right now. And the moving forward feels a little confusing, because we do have the Seven of Cups here. And there may be a lot of options and directions that you are being asked to go. And I feel like a lot of you are trying to choose the right one. What is the right direction to go? What if I make a mistake? What if I'm not good at this? It's all of the what ifs. It's that mental chatter that is starting to really get in the way of your progress forward. So meditating on that monkey mind and meditating on how to really quiet down a lot of this, a lot of the sometimes your brain can give you a lot of insight, but sometimes it can just be on overdrive, and understanding when that time is happening is really important. And knowing how to decipher the fears and the anxiety from the transmutation. Sometimes these things come up, and sometimes we can go on a loop and we can just continue to go in the cycle of the anxiety and the mental chatter. But when we learn the transmutation of those things and learn and know ourselves on such a deep level, and know when we are limiting ourselves, we can start to really see past the veil, seeing past the veil, and really starting to develop new neural pathways to not limit yourself, to be able to take risks that you wouldn't normally take, and to really tap into that creative energy. And this is very much a sacral chakra energy, because I feel like there's some expression that you guys are really wanting to tap into, but it feels like you may be confined to a specific mental frame, and it could also be societal. But remember, we are stepping into really healing and a very much a high vibrational time. This time needs healers. This time needs the creators. We are doing things. We are in the age of Aquarius. We are doing unconventional things. We are doing extraordinary things. And no longer are we playing safe. Of course, we got to pay the bills. We know this. We live on Earth. But it's really time to let the tower fall so that you can tap into your ultimate dreams and your ultimate wishes and your fulfillments. And knowing that being the emperor of your life may come with some conflict. It may come with a little bit of rumbling in your connections and your relationships. But knowing that you are stepping into a vibration of your fullest potential, of your autonomy. And I'm really getting a lot of individuation with this. And individuation is hard. Um, it's really knowing and starting to piece together that soul into your purpose, into your daily life. And this won't ever stop. If you have a purpose, your purpose will continue to call you. And we have to be still. We have to be quiet to be able to really hear what that is. And a lot of the times we are so inundated with so much stimuli and so many things happening on the outside of us. Of course, you got to have fun. We have to have fun. We've got to really fill that joy part, because there's a lot of healing and there's a lot of understanding in that piece. But I think at this time, a lot of us are being asked to rise up, rise out of the shadows, rise out of playing it safe and not being seen. And that's scary. That comes with a level of fear, and for a lot of us, we carry the witch wound, and that comes with persecution, and it comes with judgment, and it comes with a lot of projections. But knowing that we have the goddess, we have God, we have spirit backing us up fully, knowing that we are coming from a place of love and unity and authenticity, that will help move you forward every time. And if you ever get scared, ask spirit, or sit with your best friend, sit with your sister, sit with somebody who can walk in the darkness with you, because that alone provides so much healing. If you have safe people to be able to do this who understand, that will allow a lot of processing and a lot of healing to come to the surface for you. So let's see. I'm going to get some power cards. Spirit, what can the collective do to really step into their power at this time? Page of Wands, Judgment, Knight of Wands again. Okay, with the star at the bottom of the deck. What have you been asking for? What are those wishes that you have been really wanting to bring down? So your power is about exploration, taking the risks. I also see this as a card. Both of these cards really can indicate travel, but these are very explorative cards, and these are very passionate cards. Often this is the acting on the passion and knowing when you get that fire in your belly that I'm going to do this, and you just innately feel it. That's what these cards represent. And knowing when to make a judgment call on those actions is really going to help you move forward. So I'm going to get some closing cards and kind of see what's going on. Spirit, what last cards does the collective need to know at this time? Allow. Can we get two more, Spirit, please? Step back. Slow down. Fresh start. These are all confirming what we just talked about. Allowing this dismantling to happen, even if it's painful. Even knowing that disappointment will be present. But know that you are stepping into a new version of you, and you are starting to integrate and embody your soul's truth. Stepping back from the distractions, stepping back from a world that doesn't feel resonant with you anymore, and really slowing down and understanding what your soul is trying to talk to you. Like what is it really trying to say? There's a lot of these cards that are asking you to quiet the mind and to do the things that you are curious about. Doesn't mean that you have to be a master at those things, or doesn't mean that you have to make money on those things, but I feel like you've been pushing your joy off and pushing your potential off. And now it's really time to understand yourself and allow yourself and give yourself grace to understand you on a soul level without the veil of illusion. So, but thank you, everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon in Scorpio, and I hope it is enlightening. I hope that there's a lot of transmutation, and I really hope that whatever you are starting to step into is for your ultimate fulfillment. Thank you for being here. Blessed be. Bye.